And Merit?
Hello.
Merit El Sayed was a participant in the Egyptian meeting.
Yes.
And we asked you to consider a little about your experience from WWViews, of course, and also how it affected your views on climate change.
All right. First of all, I'd like to honor you all to attend and listen to our voice and share our insights with you. And how did this affect us, and how did we feel about the entire engagement of the process? Personally, the experience was very positive. It was extremely fruitful. We've been prepared for actually this event, which occurred on the 26th of September. It happened during the same timing all over the world, so the experience itself was very fruitful and positive for every one of us coming from different walks of life to participate, to share insights and to share concerns actually about what is going on in his own view of how climate change will affect us and how climate change can adversely shift priorities in the next period to come. Let me also expose to you how the the people attending this event, what were the recommendations about. The first recommendation that got the highest polls was putting environment as a political priority. And to me, as an Egyptian and representing Egypt, this was, of course, something extremely exciting, and I felt very proud of people taking ownership of the environment, because environment is not only about the earth, the CO2. Yes, it is part of it, but it comes under a huge umbrella, which is feeling responsible, really, about being a responsible citizen and responsible human being. The second one was producing clean energy. Also being part of an emerging market and a developing country, the extent of awareness of people of how clean energy might shift their lifestyles and shift their economies and shift everything on a very personal level was also a very it's a point worth waiting and distilling the important insights from it. The third one was, of course, promoting awareness across the entire domestic scene. So for me, this was, in a nutshell, how the Worldwide Views impacted me as a person, and I think these were the lessons learned out of the event. Concerning the second question, okay, can you again please reiterate the question, Mr. Lars?
Well, yes, actually, I think you answered it. How it affected your views on climate change.
I became more and more aware of it, and I think it's more of a responsibility, because not only it gave me a voice, it gave me a choice and how to be a more responsible citizen. I believe that everyone should be from Copenhagen on an ambassador to carry on the flame and to carry on the mission and bring the adaptation of the nations to the binding agreement, hopefully, that will eventually happen after the conference. Thank you.
Great. Now you definitely answered all.
Yeah, I think one of the things you touched on was the fact that the panelists, if you're talking about 4,000 people, I'm pretty sure, having had the package before they got together, that they also represent the view of their family and their friends in their own communities. So what you say is that they do represent more than just the individuals. So although we're talking 4,000, we're talking many more than that. And the question is, we know that politicians are scared of referendums because it doesn't always come up with what they want. We know politicians do what they do because they need to get re-elected. So is there some way that you can think of, or that we should be thinking of from Worldwide Views, to get regular feedback, non-political, to our political leaders? And from what you're saying, I can see that that's something that you probably believe in. And I'd say that I'd love to see some sort of initiative to try and get regular feedback from individuals on the political arena.
Can this be a regular thing? Should it be?
I think it's a far more complex question. I don't think this is an easy issue. I've been working for 3 years trying to provide regular, intense citizens' dialogue on Canadian foreign policy. without the engagement of formal media, mainstream media, without the commitment to basic democratic principles by a government, you can do all the citizen engagement that you want, but you're not going to get very far. And I think that's the challenge. And I don't think it's an easy one to get through. We've reached face-to-face in Canada's world alone over 4,000 Canadians. We are a tiny drop in the bucket. We cannot have impact on our government. So we've got to find a way, and I don't know what that is, and I put it out to you. We've got to find a way that re-engages our democracy far beyond what can happen in a deliberative dialogue, but uses the principles of that. And I've been struggling with this for years now, and I don't know the answer except engaging the formal political process again. And we've got young people who are out there on the street, more active than they've ever been, who refuse to vote in huge numbers. And that's, I think, the issue I'm trying to contend with.
Thank you very much.